Prairie Ridge is a very interesting little world that started back in probably the early 1960s to try to preserve prairie chicken populations in the state of Illinois. As you know, the state is the prairie state, so the prairie chicken is an important bird, and in many ways it's become sort of the symbol of the conservation movement in the state of Illinois. Thus, much of the work that's been done there is, I think, put us in a showed us the effort and the leadership and the partnership it takes to try to manage effectively endangered species in the future.
Yeah, Prairie Ridge is a 4,100 acre grassland in Jasper and Marion counties. It's separated out into two different units, and it's the only location in Illinois where there are still prairie chickens left. We're standing right now out in a grazed pasture, which provides excellent structure, and it's where we have the greatest diversity of breeding birds. The prairie chickens like it, as well as several other species. 4,100 acres was primarily all former cropland, so all the acres that we have here are pretty much all restorations. Longtime partners here at Prairie Ridge, the Nature Conservancy and the Illinois Audubon Society were real instrumental in acquiring a lot of the early land. They continue to be active at the site in pre-acquiring land for the Department of Natural Resources. And then the Illinois Audubon Society in the last 10 years have purchased nearly 800 acres of land here, and their tracts are open to the public. That we have trails, systems, and those areas are accessible to individuals for outdoor environmental education purposes.
What I found out, one of the key relationships that we have, and sometimes it's not really thought of, is merging the science with the management and administration of these projects. I think in many cases we need to develop stronger partnerships between managers and researchers, and it's more than just a researcher doing research in a location and coming back with results, but shoulder-to-shoulder work, trying to adapt their management to the biology that's taking place, and I think that in effect has really occurred very nicely in Prairie Ridge.
Prairie Ridge State Natural Area has become, as I like to call it, a Noah's Ark. It has more than 100 species of greatest need of conservation on the site that we've documented so far. Even though this is almost entirely a restoration area, all these different species of plants and animals keep finding the site. For the first time I saw a loggerhead shrike down here, it was in the winter time, and the shrike flies off of a fence and grabs a house sparrow by both wings in midair, knocks it to the ground, and just starts pulling feathers and shredding it apart. And it was just the most wicked experience, and so cool and so brutal. I was like, that is a neat bird. That's got a lot of attitude.
Starting to gain some traction to try to help expand on the project, especially under the Illinois Wildlife Action Plan. And I think that's revitalized the project in a lot of ways, and given people a really look at the area, especially from a landscape perspective of how we manage habitats now and what we need to look at not only in the next 5 years, 10 years, but down the road in the next 30 years as far as where we want to be as far as grassland wildlife.